Everyone is warmly welcomed once again to our Real Insight YouTube channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most intense crime thriller series ever created, Mouse, the Korean drama. I've already brought 7 episodes for you all, and if you haven't watched the previous episodes yet, don't worry. I've added a card linking the Mouse series playlist right at the top. Also, I'll put the links to the past episodes in the description below, so make sure to check those out before watching today's episode. So at the end of the previous episode, you saw Son Yoo-han's childhood memories after seeing the mouse that was in Dr. Han's hand start appearing in Barm 2. How does that actually happen? The reason for that, as well as details about the terrifying serial killer who has started a new wave of murders, a lot of details you can find out from today's episode. If you still haven't subscribed to our Real Insight YouTube channel, click the red button below and subscribe right now, and don't forget to click the bell icon next to it. Okay, right as the episode starts, it shows Barm coming out after questioning Dr. Han. Now Barm also can't figure out how incidents he doesn't remember from his childhood are suddenly coming into his head. So by this time, Barm has told Kumuchi that another serial killer has emerged. Currently 2 women have been killed. The name of the first woman killed is Minju. After that, the one near the clothesline was killed inside a house. That woman's name is Nari. The serial killer who killed these 2 women uses a very strange kind of knot. So by this time, Barm has told Kumuchi that another serial killer has emerged. You might remember a certain investigator said that the previous knot tied was tied somewhat irregularly, almost like a small child tied the knot. That knot was tied by none other than Choi herself. Since they couldn't learn much detail from Dr. Han, Barm and Kumuchi get together and investigate again about young woman named Zoe the headhunter killed right when the series started. It's been years since that woman was killed. However, when questioning at the nearby police station, someone who was at that police station had seen a vehicle passing by at the time of the incident. The driver wasn't visible, but this police officer confirms to Barm and Kumuchi that a small child was in that vehicle. Beyond that, Barm and Kumuchi cannot find any evidence about it at this time. Now, by this time, it's well understood that a serial killer has killed 2 women named Minju and Nori. They start checking again to see if there's anyone who knows both those women. While checking the box containing that evidence, Kumuchi realizes that someone had previously come and pulled that box. You might remember Choi came here before and secretly looked at the things in this box without Barm and Kumuchi knowing. Kumuchi realizes that now. Kumuchi then checks the CCTV here. From the CCTV, they directly see that it was Choi who came here and left. After that, Barm and Kumuchi go to where Choi is, but Choi was not there at that time. Only after going there do Barm and Kumuchi realize that Choi is carrying out the investigation into the current serial murders from her side. Why is Choi actually so interested in this? The reason for that will become clear to you in a little while. Anyway, after some time, Choi arrives there. As soon as Barm sees Choi, a strange feeling about Choi arises in him. That means you might remember Choi is Son Yoo-han's girlfriend. Why does Barm get a strange feeling when he sees Choi at this moment? The reason for that will become clear to you in a little while. So Kumuchi asks Choi at this moment, why are you investigating this with so much interest? But at this time, Choi says that she has been removed from her program after Son Yoo-han was caught as a serial killer. Because she wants to get back into that program, she is carrying forward the investigation into this serial killer. But Kumuchi clearly understands that Choi is lying at this moment. Choi mentions another murder at this time that could potentially be linked to this serial killer. But the police have closed that case as a disappearance. This is what happened. There was a young girl. That girl had depression. The police found out that this girl killed her pet dog, hung it on a tree, and ran away. But actually, on the day this incident happened, a handcart disappeared from the location. While investigating, Choi had seen a rope not similar to the one used for the women killed recently hanging in a nearby place. That rope knot is currently with Choi. Kumuchi asks Choi for it at this moment. But Choi tells Kumuchi at this time, "Alright, I will give you that evidence. But when carrying out this investigation, you must definitely involve me." So at this moment, Kumuchi asks Choi why she is so interested in this. But Choi tells lies at this moment. Barm then goes and asks his friend, that is Dongku, about Choi. Then at this moment, Dongku says that Choi is the girl Son Yoo-han was dating. Besides this, Dongku says you ask about Choi, but you never asked about Bamai. Bamai works very hard for you. Don't you remember Bamai even a little bit? Actually, Barm doesn't remember Bamai at all after the operation. But Barm realized from what Dongku said that Bamai loved him very much. Because of that, Barm starts looking for Bamai. But Bamai, after her grandmother's death, changed her residence and is living in a completely different place. Barm cannot find any clue about that place at this time. So by this time, Kumuchi is carrying out this investigation very diligently for one reason. That is, Kumuchi is now somehow trying to catch the serial killer, kill him, and go to prison. Then after going to prison, his hope is to kill Dr. Han too. That's what Kumuchi is hoping for at this moment. Now, while carrying out this investigation, Kumuchi clearly realizes that after Barm's operation, Barm has become a very skilled person. Meaning Barm sees things that even Kumuchi doesn't see. Through those things, Barm skillfully comes to conclusions. Because of that, Barm notices one thing. Although there is no connection between the two women killed so far, after inspecting the homes of those two women, Barm realizes by now that although the houses of those two women are not that new, the iron bars installed are very new. That's what Barm notices at this moment. Barm then tells Kumuchi about this too. Kumuchi and Barm then get together and start looking into what the reason for this is. Actually, this is carried out by a business connected to an anti-crime organization. Meaning what this business does is ensure the safety of women living alone. Like that, if there are women living alone, they go to their houses and install necessary doors, windows, and other security measures right in their homes. When Barm and Kumuchi go there and carry out the investigation, they realize there is a man named Honchul there. A suspicion arises about that man. The reason Barm gives at this moment is that this man named Honchul's hand gestures are very suspicious. Barm and Kumuchi have watched a video of this man talking. That's how Barm recognized this. So Barm, after watching this video at this time, says that this man named Honchul uses excessive hand gestures in addition to what he says. Almost as if he has no idea about what he's saying. Besides that, Barm has noticed another piece of evidence. That is, they are about to conduct interviews here with everyone present. Before going to that interview, Barm had been petting a dog here. Barm had been petting that dog, stroking its head, neck, stomach, and under its tail. So Barm had been carefully watching how the people here pet that dog. At that point, Barm noticed one thing. That is, this man named Honchul petted the dog in the exact same way Barm did. However, anyone who owns a pet dog knows that the dog doesn't like its tail being stroked at all. This man named Honchul knows very well that Barm is a police officer. Honchul petted the dog in the exact same way Barm did, so as not to arouse suspicion. Because of that, Barm is very suspicious about this man named Honchul at this moment. Afterwards, Barm and Kumuchi get together and look for details about this man named Honchul. They find out that on March 8th, this man went to a similar house to install iron bars on the windows. When they check that day against the day the first murder occurred, they find out that this man named Honchul was not at the murder scene, but in a different place. Therefore, Kumuchi realizes that this man named Honchul cannot be the serial killer they are looking for. However, Barm strongly believes that this man named Honchul is the serial killer they are looking for. So meanwhile, the police bring in another suspicious man from this organization and start questioning him. The police are trying to confirm this man's whereabouts on the day of the murder. At that time, this man says he went to meet his friend named Ji-pil. As soon as they hear the name G-Pill, the police become suspicious about this G-Pill person. The reason is that this man named G-Pill, the police officer who worked on the headhunter case years ago. Therefore, the police start investigating how this suspicious man knows this G-Pill person. Afterwards, when Kumuchi investigates this G-Pill person, he finds something special. That is the man they already suspected. Hanjul, his father, is this G-Pill person. Therefore, at this moment, we see Kumuchi going alone to check Hanjul's house a bit. The reason is that Hanjul's father G-Pill also lives in Hanjul's house. So meanwhile, Barum checks a list. That list contains the details of women living alone received by that organization. On that list, Barum sees at this moment Bami's name and address are there too. After that, Barum realizes so Bamai is here now. Then Barum goes to see Bamai. But Barum realizes at this moment that Bamai is not home. Afterwards, Barum is about to leave a note there, but at this moment, we are shown this serial killer has caught Bamai like this and tied her up. Bamai has no way to scream. Bamai can hear very well that Barum has come and is calling her. But Bamai has nothing else she can do. However, at this moment, Bamai manages to barely escape from this serial killer. Bamai then chases after this killer. This killer then jumps out of Bami's house and starts running away. This serial killer pushes Barum aside as he runs. Barum sees at this moment that Bamai came out after the killer. Afterwards, Barum goes after that killer and starts hitting the serial killer. At this moment, Barum remembers one thing. You might remember Sanyuhan first killed that gym coach named Mujin. Before killing that gym coach, Sanyuhan had beaten that man severely. The incident of beating that man comes into Barum's head at this moment. As soon as that memory comes, a severe pain occurs in Barum's head. Barum then clutches his head and falls to the side. Then this serial killer tries to escape from there. But before that, Bamai comes and attacks that man. Okay, meanwhile, we are shown Kumuchi went to that Hanjul man's house. There's a dog in that house. Inside the dog's kennel, Kumuchi finds the weapon used to kill those women. So by now the police have come and arrested G-Pill. Since G-Pill has been beaten badly, he is now admitted to the hospital. Afterwards, when Kumuchi and the police question him, G-Pill admits that besides killing these women, he is the one who killed Detective Park's daughter too. You might remember Detective Park thought his daughter was kidnapped and killed by Dr. Han or the headhunter. But G-Pill admits at this moment that besides killing these two women, he also killed Detective Park's daughter back then. So by this time, Barum remembers Bamai. Bamai is also admitted to the hospital. Barum then goes thinking he'll talk to Bamai. By this time, Bamai has been discharged from the hospital and gone out alone. Barum then goes looking for Bamai outside the hospital. Barum then apologizes to Bamai for taking so long to remember her, because Barum waited for quite some time for his memory of her to return. So meanwhile, we are shown Kumuchi goes and tells Detective Park that his daughter was killed earlier not by Dr. Han or the headhunter, but by this man, G-Pill, who worked with you. Afterwards, Detective Park comes and talks to G-Pill. So G-Pill directly tells Detective Park, at this moment, I was very jealous of you. Because of the headhunter case, you started appearing a lot in the news. Because of that, you started working enthusiastically. Let's see the reason for that as this story goes forward. Okay, after that, we are shown Bamai makes a call to Barum. Calling Barum, Bamai says that the badge her grandmother was wearing at the end is still at the police station. If possible, bring it to her. Barum then goes to the room containing all the evidence. Going there and checking a box Barum sees at this moment. You might remember Barum earlier recalled while hitting G-Pill how Sanyuhan hit that gym coach. Barum sees a photo of that gym coach at this moment. Barum then starts thinking, why would he remember an incident involving a man Sanyuhan killed like that? Okay, meanwhile, we are shown Choi goes to meet Detective Park's wife. Detective Park's wife has now become a person with a mental disorder. Because Detective Park's son also died and Detective Park's daughter has now been confirmed dead. So at this moment, this woman sees a bracelet in Choi's hand. Then that woman starts asking Choi how her daughter's bracelet came into her hand. Then Choi avoids this woman and leaves. But Detective Park's wife then starts following Choi. As Detective Park's wife follows Choi, she gets lost. Afterwards, a police officer finds Detective Park's wife. That police officer then takes Detective Park's wife and admits her to the hospital. That's the same hospital where Ji-pil is currently admitted. Okay, after that we are shown Barum goes to meet the doctor who performed his head operation. Going to meet that doctor, Barum asks how Son Yoo-han's memories are suddenly coming into his head. So as the reason for this, the doctor says that before Barum's operation, he frequently looked into Son Yoo-han. Barum frequently reads things about Son Yoo-han. Things like that are what suddenly come as memories this doctor explains to Barum at this moment. After Barum comes out of the hospital, Barum meets Bam-ai. Then Bam-ai asks Barum, "Why did you come to the hospital?" Afterwards, Barum says, "I came to meet the doctor who did my head operation to discuss some details with him." After hearing that, Bam-ai says something strange. Bam-ai says, "Your head operation was done not by that doctor, but by a different doctor." So how Bam-ai actually found that out, you might remember Bam-ai went to the room where Son Yoo-han was admitted to kill Son Yoo-han. Barum's operation was done in the room next to that one. Bam-ai clearly saw the doctor who performed Barum's operation at that time. But there's a notice board displayed separately in this hospital with photos of all the doctors who perform brain operations. Pointing to that photo, to Barum asks, "At this moment, then is the doctor who performed my brain operation here?" So looking at these photos, Bam-ai says no, the doctor is not here either. Now Barum actually starts to get suspicious. Barum then goes back to meet that doctor. Going to meet that doctor, Barum asks, "Did you involve another doctor when doing my brain operation?" So after hearing that this doctor says no other separate doctor was involved, "I am the one who operated on your brain." After Barum goes out, this doctor calls someone and says, "Listen, Barum is now suspicious about us. What should we do? Who could this doctor be talking to?" We probably won't get an answer to that question right now. Let's see what happens next. But you know very well, after this operation, Barum has become a very skilled person. Barum clearly realizes at this moment that this doctor lied as soon as he asked. Afterwards, Barum comes out and starts thinking, then why is this doctor lying? Then who might have performed his brain operation? Then who could it be? So meanwhile, Barum remembers one thing. Bam-ai said that the doctor who performed Barum's operation had a certain scar on the right side of his face. Barum remembers at this moment that Dr. Han had such a scar. Barum then comes to Choi. Choi has a video of an interview done with Dr. Han. Taking a screenshot of Dr. Han from that video, Barum sends it to Bam-ai at this moment. Then Barum asks, "If I sent you a photo, was that the person who did my operation?" Look carefully as soon as she sees that photo. Bam-ai says, "Yes, this is the person who did your head operation." That means now you might understand Dr. Han came to the hospital to perform Barum's brain operation. How did someone imprisoned like that come to the hospital? Why did Dr. Han perform Barum's brain operation? What does he hope to achieve by that? You will be able to find out the answers to all these things later. So meanwhile, we are shown that man named Kang-dok-soo. You might remember Bami's mother and father were killed by this man Kang-dok-soo. He was released from prison. This man Kang-dok-soo has now found where Bam-ai is and has started following her to kill Bam-ai. So meanwhile, you remember Detective Park's wife is in the same hospital as Ji-pil. Okay, at this moment, we are shown Detective Park's wife goes and kills Ji-pil. As soon as Ji-pil is killed, Detective Park comes here looking for his wife. After Detective Park arrives here, Kumuchi also comes here. Kumuchi was waiting to somehow kill this Ji-pil, go to prison and kill Dr. Han, who is in prison. But after coming here, Kumuchi realizes it's too late for that now, But at this moment, Kumuchi does one thing. That is, he takes the blood-stained knife from Detective Park's wife's hand into his own hand. For a crime he didn't commit, Kumuchi surrenders to the police at this moment. Okay, at the end of today's episode, it shows Barum going to meet Dr. Han afterwards. Barum directly asks Dr. Han, at this moment, "You're the one who operated on my brain, aren't you?" Now that I'm asking this, don't tell me that Son Yu-han's brain is now inside my brain. Now, you might understand why some of Son Yu-han's memories suddenly come to Barum. Anyway, that's how the story of the 8th episode of this Mouse series ended. You can find out in the next episode what Dr. Han has actually done to Barum, the reason for it, and many more important things. Alright, then let's meet soon in the next episode. If you still haven't subscribed to our Real Insight YouTube channel, click the red button below and subscribe right now, and don't forget to click the bell icon next to it. Alright, then let's meet soon in the next episode.